Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. I have on the board two examples, x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0 and 7x squared plus 10x plus 3 equals 0. I'll show you a very simple step-by-step procedure to help you master this process. Now let's take the first example. X squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. So the first step is make sure the coefficient of x squared is 1. And once it is 1, then your very next step is look for the constant and transfer it over to the other side. So assuming the coefficient of x was not 1, all we need to do is divide all through by that very coefficient so that you can have 1 as a coefficient of x squared. But in this case, there will be no need for that because it's already 1. So take note of that first step. Now the second step is once you've done that, once you've made sure the coefficient of x squared is 1, then transfer the constant. The constant term is the term that doesn't have any x attached to it. Transfer that very constant over to the other side of the equation. So this implies x squared plus 7x equals negative 10. Now that's our second step. Now the third step is a very crucial step, which is add the square of half of the coefficient of x to both sides of the equation. Add the square of half of the coefficient of x to both sides of the equation. So what's the coefficient of x? I like to take this step from the back, all right? You see what I mentioned is the square of half of the coefficient of x. I'm going to add it to both sides. And why I'm taking that from the back is because I need to find first the coefficient of x and then the half of it, and then I'll square it. So let me do that on my rough work here. So what's the coefficient of x? Coefficient of x is 7. And what is half of 7? That is 7 over 2. And what is the square of 7 over 2? Which is 7 over 2 all squared. I'm not going to process this just yet because of what I'm going to use it for. So this is the square of half of the coefficient of x. So I'm going to add this to both sides. This implies x squared plus 7x plus, open a bracket, 7 over 2 all squared equals negative 10 plus 7 over 2 all squared. Okay, all right. So what do we have here? Now, this has become a perfect square quadratic expression. So we have created a quadratic expression by completing the square. In another class, I'm going to explain how this works, all right? So all I need to do to factorize this expression on the left-hand side is just join up x with what you have as a constant, and then you put it in a bracket and square it. So if I open this bracket, I'm going to get this. This is a perfect square quadratic expression, and this is a very simple way to factorize it without following a long process. So that's what I'm going to do on the left-hand side. Now remember, why I added this to both sides is because I need to balance the equation. Whatever I do on the left side, I do the same on the right side. So this would be equals, so now I'm going to process this. Negative 10 plus, so 7 squared is 49 over 2 squared is 4. So I'm going to go to my rough work and bring this together. So I have here negative 10 plus 49 over 4. Make this over 1. And what's the LCM? The LCM is 4. 1 into 4 gives you 4 times negative 10 gives you negative 40 plus 4 into 4 is 1. 1 times 49 gives you 49. And then negative 40 plus 49 gives you 9 over 4. So this implies x plus 7 over 2 all squared equals 9 divided by 4. So I have my squared here, and if it transfers, jumps over the equality sign, it becomes square root of 9 over 4, or I simply take the square root of both sides. And when I do that, this place becomes just x plus 7 over 2 equals the square root of 9 over 4. Now it's all making sense. So you notice the 3 steps I mentioned, and then the rest of it is just a simplification. Okay. So x plus 7 over 2 becomes, remember this is a square root, so it's going to carry plus or minus. So it becomes plus or minus square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 4 is 2. So what's next? Remember, our x must take on the values of x must be 2 values. So we have our x to become, I'm going to transfer plus 7 over 2 over to the other side, and it's going to become negative 7 over 2 plus or minus 3 over 2. So that's where our 2 values are going to come from. So we have our x to be equals negative 7 over 2 plus 3 over 2, or negative 7 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Now what's the answer going to be? Remember, the denominators are the same, so all we need to do is add up the numerators. So negative 7 plus 3 gives us negative 4 over 2, which becomes negative 2. That's our first value of x. And then the next one, negative 7, negative 3, gives us negative 10 over 2, which becomes negative 5. And that is our second value. So the 2 values of x are negative 2 and negative 5 for the first example. Now let's take the second one.